I'm good. How are you doing, Khomotso?
I'm good, thanks. So as I've invited you onto this meeting or link, just to sort of to catch up with you and get a feel of who you are, and for you to also get a feel of who I am. Also celebrating Youth Month as we are, still in our youth, and just have a message out there to the youth as well. Yeah.
Yes, yes, definitely.
I prepared some questions for you, and I know you've also sort of prepared some questions for me. So you can start.
Okay, let me get right into it. The first question that I have for you is just for you to just tell me a little bit more about yourself, who you are, and yeah.
Okay, so just gonna give you a brief background of who Komoto is and why she's here, basically. So, Komoto is a baby girl, or baby young woman now. Um, from Denelton in Limpopo. Grew up between Denelton and Japhas. Um, did my whole primary and high school back in Limpopo, then came to Johannesburg to do my undergraduate, studied psychology, general psychology from first year to third year at UJ, did my honors, and then ventured into psychometry rather. So now I'm a registered psychometrist, registered with the Health Professions Council of South Africa, the HPCSA. And yeah, been with Pelegeza for 3 years now. And how
Oh,
about you? Who's Millie? Tell us a bit about yourself as well.
okay. So I am from Mpumalanga, Witbank. I've spent most of my life in Witbank, although I did move around a lot. Growing up, but I settled in Witbank eventually. And I grew up under very strict parents who instilled hardcore values into us. And currently, what I think that's the one thing that I think stands out about me is that I recently graduated for my psychology degree. And so, yeah, I'm still deciding what I want to get into. Should I, not should I, when I further my studies. So, yeah, and I think this is going to be an opportunity for me to see where am I going to fit in future. And yeah, we'll see. And also, I think I would describe myself to be a very calm and cordial person. Honest and you'll also notice that in most cases, if I'm not gonna say anything valuable, I'll rather not say anything. That's just me. Not to say that I'm shy or not talkative. I'm actually a very fun person
Okay.
also, and I would believe that amongst my friends, I'm the life of the party. And yeah, that's basically me in a nutshell.
No, looking really forward to seeing the life of the party, Millie, and that's really cool. Yeah, but for me, well, just to add, for me, I'm more of an introverted, on the introverted spectrum.
Oh, okay, I see.
I do talk to people and all of that, but I just want my any chance I get, I'll just get in my little corner. But yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, cool. So what would a typical day be like for Millie?
Okay, so during the week, I'll wake up in the morning. I wake up at 6:30. I will make my bed, pray, take a shower, have breakfast, and then basically just wait to start work. I start at 8 o'clock, and then yeah, I'll get into my day. And after work, I'll cook dinner, and I'm not a TV person, so you'll find that after eating, I'll just relax until I fall asleep.
Just chilling after work.
Yeah, no, like I don't want to do anything that's gonna require me to be concentrating a lot, because I mean I'm working hard during the day and I just wanna relax.
Around and just
That's just me.
yeah, okay. Well, for me. typical day would be wake up. I have times, my times are not the same of waking up. It will depend on how tired I would have been from the previous day, but usually around 6:30 to 7. I'm up. Latest would be past 7, quarter past 7 there. Take a
Mm.
quick shower, then sit down, of course. Then look at, or rather, create my to do list for the day. Look at my previous to do list. What haven't I checked off? What do I need to do? For example, if something came through as we're about to knock off, and I said I'll put it on to tomorrow, then I'll be it would be the sort of the first thing to do. Create my to do list, and then have a cup of coffee or tea. I'm not usually a breakfast person. I don't know, maybe.
I can't without breakfast. Oh my goodness.
So I
It would be a long day for me.
I usually have like it's not breakfast because then it's brunch, because then I usually eat
Mm.
around 11, 12, even lunchtime. I don't usually have food in the morning. I know breakfast is the most important meal of the day, but I don't know. I somehow agree that and have my tea or coffee or just a glass of water or even a whole bottle of water, and then
Yeah.
start off with work. Then log on, either have assessments um, virtually, or if I have to drive down to Witbank or wherever on site to do the Dover assessments, then that's when sort of the day goes. But a typical day, if we're at home, then yeah, that would be it. After work, then I'll start cooking. After cooking, I'm a TV person, so I'd catch up on on what I
The
have.
soapies and
Yeah, I would catch up on my soapies or whatever happened during the day, or social media, Twitter, what was trending, who did what, and all of that. So yeah, that would be sort of a typical day for me.
okay. So now that you mentioned about your work, I just want to ask, since you've been here at Pelegeza longer than me, I just want to ask about the culture and what makes it stand out. What is unique basically about the culture of Pelegeza?
Okay, so Pelegeza is, I would say, two things for the culture. Number one, it's more of a new age company, and I'll explain why I say new age in quotation marks. And it's a family company more than anything. So new age meaning the things that a lot of companies got into because of COVID, or even after COVID, Pelegeza has been doing even from inception. So the working from home didn't start because of COVID. Um, Started from inception. Ever since Pelegeza was started, or ever since I joined, it's always been, working from home. And, working from home requires a lot of things, like your data and your landline and all of that, and your soft phones and all of that. But we've had that stabilized for a while now. So that's why I'm saying it's the new age sort of company. It's a company that you work from anywhere. It's not from home. Sometimes you can even work from a
Not
coffee.
restricted. Yeah.
Work from a coffee shop, work from the road, work from wherever. So the new age, that's where it comes in. And when I say it has a family culture, you feel more of a family than a workplace. So you feel, if I don't, so we've got each other. That's what I want to say. If something is needed and I can't get to it, I feel free to WhatsApp the group, or anyone then would be who's available would be able to help. And it's not just the work thing. Also, it also feels as a home. You get to experience that when we do get together, when we celebrate birthdays. We celebrate birthdays like a family would, individual birthdays as well as the company birthday. So the new age and the sort of the family um, part of it. So that's the culture of Pele's, amongst others. But those are the ones that sort of came for me at the moment. So for you,
Okay.
I would love. So my next question for you is, what are or were your expectations for this job when you left varsity and heading into the workplace environment?
So as I was still studying, in the last 3 years, I actually had a holiday job where I was doing administrative work. Um, and I think being there set the bar for me of what I actually want my work environment to be. I didn't want to focus more on, no, I don't want the workload to be too much, but I was more focused on, I just want a work environment that is going to be conducive for me, where it won't take a toll on my mental health. And I think that's something that I've found there, and what I'm getting from this experience in this company with Pelegeza right now. I've got a lot of support. Um,
Yeah.
I can already see that even when it will get very hectic, I won't be alone. Like you mentioned earlier on, we like a family. You can always call on someone, and usually Witty is one that I was working with closely in the last few weeks.
Yeah.
And he's been very, very supportive. And yeah, I think it's making things very much easy for me right now.
Okay. No, that's awesome. That's great to know. That at least you've had some work experience while you were studying to know um, what type of work environment would be good for you and your mental health as well.
Yeah, because you find that a lot of people are frustrated in work, and you always reading about that or hearing about that. And I was just like, I don't want work to be like that for me. I don't want it to feel like an obligation. I want when I wake up in the morning to look forward to the day, regardless of how hectic things are or how hectic my schedule is within my work.
Yeah, yeah, true. I don't know. Somehow we are paused.
Sorry?
Am I not paused on your side?
No, you're not post.
Okay, all right, awesome. Cool.
Okay, so
Yeah,
um
go ahead.
So since you're working from home, do you not find that sometimes you do overtime or like basically bring work to home, even like after hours?
Well, there, of course, there is that factor. So the good thing about working from home, and this will answer your question, is that or rather for Pelegeza, you have some sort of flexibility that you can work around. So with that flexibility, um, there's always that it's intertwined with the work, of course, and sort of your personal life at some point.
Mm,
So there is, of course, bringing work from home because sometimes, I would prefer or I would not be very much productive during the day. And then rather say I'll wake up the next morning earlier or catch
mm,
up, and then catch up after. And then that nap would go for an hour. Then catching up after would also maybe take an hour or an hour and a half or until the work that I was supposed to do is done. So there is that intertwining. For example, sometimes I would need to go attend to something personal quickly during the work hours. Then I'll always obviously catch up that time after or even before then. So there is that intertwining. And besides the me intertwining with the personal, sometimes when deadlines are here and there's a lot of deadlines and it's towards month end sometimes or not even to the month end but there's just a lot of work to do. We do go into night shift as a team. You'll get to experience that, but of course considering Kore, who's busy with what. If you know Witty or Mackie can't do the night shift, then it's a matter of communication saying,
yeah.
I can't do from this time to this time. So maybe if I get this proposal or this report at this time, then I'll work at it after that, or in the morning, early in the morning, and so forth.
Yeah.
So there is a coming home with work and sort of a working over the time, but over time, but it's not all the time. It's not really
Oh,
time. Yeah. There is that that aspect that you will get to experience as well.
okay, okay, I see.
All right. So my question is, what would you change or do differently within the psychometric world, now that you sort of know what I do and how I sort of do it?
I don't think there's anything that I would change, because I see that within the assessments, there's a lot that is being taken into consideration, if not almost everything. You know, the fact that you will find whenever there's an assessment where it requires a person to, for you guys to assess if a person fits the job description by measuring either their IQ or emotional intelligence. I think that really helps so that you don't find people who are in jobs that they're not fitted in, you know. So that's what I really like about psychometry. And it's very interesting also that what I've found about it. And yeah, maybe it's something that I'll consider to do in future.
Yeah, this is your chance to learn and see if Vele you would find interesting in the future and all of that. But yeah, we do sort of psychometric assessments to further investigate um,
Yeah.
whatever we need to investigate. So we're sort of investigators in the HR world, in the health mental health world, in everywhere basically. So yeah.
Have you ever had a situation where you found that someone was no longer fitting for a job that they were doing if you guys were doing like continuous assessments?
I haven't personally experienced that, but I've heard some of my, some of my peers, professionals, saying that they have had that situation, and in that situation, it's mostly then you would um, propose developmental solutions such as training, but it all depends on what does it mean they are not suited for that position anymore. What are they just not liking the job anymore, or are their skills a bit need to be improved for that job and so forth? But um, yeah, then there's always a solution or a recommendation that needs to be done or that has been done, for either the person to get back to where they need to be in terms of suitability for that um, position, or you know, getting another job or going somewhere else in the company where their skills would matter more, or rather would
Mhm.
help out more. Yeah.
All right. Okay. So one last question I have for you is what advice do you have for me since I'm getting into this workspace?
Um, I would say learn as much as you can, grasp as much as you can, and just sponge us, just be a sponge and just get
Yeah.
everything, sponge every single person and just get everything that you need, even things that you might not need, but you don't know that you might need or might not need them. Just sponge and continuous continuous learning, continuous introspection, in terms of keep on, I mean, for you it's more of, you did mention learning experience and seeing if this is the route for you. So keep on asking yourself, and don't lose yourself in the workplace. It can be hard to not lose yourself, especially if you love what you're doing, but have
Mhm.
an element of going back to yourself and doing the things you love. If it's hiking, have that time to still hike. If it's reading, have that time to still read, and yeah. But
Oh,
for everyone else, just to do your research before you get into psychology.
Mm.
Um, because I found out in second year going to third year that you know what, this degree is not going to get you sort of anywhere. Your degree alone is not going to get you anywhere.
Yes.
For anyone doing psychology or interested in psychology, do your research. And research, I'm not talking about just Google, but like talk to people who are in um, the psychology
Create
practice.
networks and
Exactly, exactly. Even if it's your lecturer, your cousin who did psychology, your even if it's making an appointment with your local psychologist, um,
mm,
just get um, you know some information, even if it's going to the hospitals and going to see the hospital psychologist. Anything, just do your research because it's a very not much talked about on how do you get to where you want to go. You still
yeah,
have to figure it out yourself. So
yeah,
do that for yourself and don't give up, man. It's fun, it's nice. Have fun while
mm,
doing it, and just if you don't love it anymore or you don't like it anymore, don't stress yourself in being in it. And
yeah.
it's never too late. It's never too late to start over again.
Wow, thank you for that. Thank you. I think I needed to hear that. Thank
Yeah,
you so much.
yeah, you're welcome. I think I have one last question for you. Would be how do you recharge after a long week or a long day?
Okay, so for me, basically, regardless of it's whether during the week or the weekend, I will wake up at 6:30. My body clock just works works like that for me. So yeah, I don't really sleep that much. During weekends to say I will have to just sleep later on, if I want to sleep. So what I'll do, I always make sure that during weekends I have something to do. Unless it's cold, I'll just stay indoors. But yeah, I love doing adventurous stuff or going out to lunch with a friend or watch a movie, whatever, anything that will be relaxing for me. I'll basically just do that to rejuvenate. So yeah. And so what about you?
Well, for me, I recharge by sleeping a lot. Um, if of course my body clock also wakes me up very early, even on weekends. So I'll tire myself by cleaning, packing up my place, and doing all of that needs that like hard labor at the house, and then that will tire me some more, and then I'll sleep. I'll go back to sleep. Sometimes I don't even have to tire myself up because then the body would have been sort of tired, or the mind would be so tired because it would have been a long week or whatever. You know,
Yeah.
when I do wake up, then catch up on some more series, whatever I need to catch up on. Um, Once in a while, though, I would go on a date, go hang out with my friends, see a family member, and go home as often as I can. Well, not now with the petrol prices and all of that, but yeah. So I recharge by mostly being by myself,
Okay.
cleaning, self-care routines, skincare routines, whatever. Yeah. So I don't know. That's it from my side. Do you have anything else that you'd like to know?
No, I think I've got a bit of an idea of who you are now, and I really look forward to working with you.
I look forward to working with you as well. I'm looking more like forward to getting to know you as a person, and as well as watching you grow and blossom into the career that you would then be interested in.
Thank you so much.
Have a good day further.